Welcome to Extraordinary People in an Ordinary World. I'm your host, Beth, and I'm an ordinary person amazed by the extraordinary people surrounding us. This podcast is about people who live among us who are doing extraordinary things. You can expect to meet people from all walks of life doing things that may inspire you, make you want to change, or just simply sit back and delight in their stories. I have met the most extraordinary people in my ordinary world, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to share their stories. Now listen in and enjoy. Your inspiration may be right here in this episode. Welcome to September's edition of Extraordinary People in an Ordinary World. With the start of the football season upon us, our guest today is no stranger to the sport. He founded a nonprofit organization called Tackle Depression. He used his own struggles with some mental health issues to begin this organization. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Bill Kvalheim and have him tell us a little bit about himself, how he came to love the sport of football, and how he came to begin this wonderful organization that he started. So welcome, and I'd love to hear your story.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for having me. My name is Bill Kvalheim, currently a health and physical education teacher in Bayville, New Jersey at Central Regional High School. Kind of coached a little bit all over New Jersey. I grew up in Monmouth County. I went to Raritan High School. I played football, basketball at Raritan High School for Coach Generelli. I played football for Coach Generelli. I played basketball for Coach Caruano, who's the basketball coach there. I went on to play collegiate football at Kane University for head coach Dan Garrett, played 4 years there. Then I got into my profession of teaching and coaching, was up in North Jersey, was teaching. Actually, I started off in Freehold, had a long-term sub position there, teaching and coaching. Then I was kind of in limbo for a couple years. So I was coaching at Raritan High School in my alma mater, was coaching football, basketball, was helping out with baseball there. I was also working as a custodian maintenance worker. Then I got a call from Charlie Voorhees in Sea Caucus. He's the athletic director there, the head football coach there for over 20 years. Great guy, gave me my first opportunity to have an actual phys ed job. So I went up to, was living in Hazlitt, teaching in Sea Caucus, was coaching football at Kane University. I ended up was coaching the wide receivers and the DBs at Kane University for a couple of years. Coached at Paramus Catholic up in North Jersey for a year with Coach Sabella, who's the head coach at Don Bosco now. So I've been a little bit all over the place. And now I'm coaching and teaching in the same district as my wife, so it's a lot easier. She's the head lacrosse coach down here at Central Regional, my wife Sierra, with our two kids, and we're kind of settling into the Bayville, Ocean County area down here. As per my nonprofit, Tackle Depression, this was started in 2019. Late 2018, I was going through some issues that I never really went through previously. Was dealing with some anxiety, depression, severe depression, suicidal ideations, panic attacks, that sort of thing. I attribute it, or whatever the word is specifically for that, possibly to burnout, maybe. Me constantly chasing and on to the next thing. That's just how my mind has kind of worked over the past couple of years. Is kind of, I'm always chasing the next thing, kind of always into it. Whatever I'm doing, I'm really into, whether it's a sport or phys ed or whatever it is, I'm all in all the time. Never really gave myself a break, and from like 2016 to 2018, I was going through some certain situations that I never really had time to sit down and and process any of it. And I think 2018, my body kind of just told me um, that it was shot and it was shut down and that sort of thing. And I started going through some issues that really I knew that they existed. Just being a health teacher and I've had some depression in my family and stuff like that. But the panic attacks and that sort of thing were all new to me. And yeah, it was started going through them and started talking to my family and friends and my wife about what I was going through and that sort of thing. And ended up getting some help and some talking to somebody and going to see a doctor and pills and skills and all that good stuff when it comes to getting yourself back on track. And my wife Sierra kind of talked to me about how many people that I could probably help if I went and told my story and that sort of thing. And that was kind of how we jump started the whole nonprofit. And I reached out to some people that I knew had nonprofits that were successful with nonprofits, and they kind of helped me jumpstart mine. Reached out to the Rain Foundation and Patty Dickens and the Dickens family who helped me jumpstart mine, and yeah, they were a big help. They are a foundation in Monmouth County that helps with the needy. They do a lot of great things around the holidays and Thanksgiving and stuff like that with giving back to the community and all sorts of stuff. So they helped me start it, and then I kind of ran with it. And yeah, once the coaching community and stuff like that, um, I kind of had like an article, a couple news articles and stuff like that I kind of shared my story and stuff like that, and then yeah, it kept on growing, and it's been a little bit overwhelming over the last couple of months. I've kind of been taking it a little bit of a break. Just because of the overwhelming over the last 2-3 years with everything and the messages and emails and all types of stuff. I've kind of taken a break and I'm going to kind of settle down here during football season for a little bit and reboot and figure out the next move with our nonprofit and stuff like that. So that's really how it started, and we've been hosting events and doing our social media due diligence.
So, when it comes to the nonprofit, who's involved with it aside from you? Because obviously it is a big task, right? So it's not something you can do on your own. Do you have help? Is there somebody that works with you aside from Sierra?
Yeah, it's a huge task. We have a lot of coaches that are involved. I've kind of when we first started it, I kind of wanted to try to get coaches and athletic directors, therapists and doctors um, that diverse in this sort of situation. So we have North Jersey coaches, we have Shore Conference coaches, we have South Jersey coaches, we have therapists, um, we have a lot of community. Central Regional is um, going to be big for a lot of the events that we're going to be hosting in the future. We've been approved as a official nonprofit that the school can use and stuff like that. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff moving forward in Ocean County, and I'm probably going to look to spread our wings here in Ocean County a little bit more with getting the coaches and schools involved down here in Ocean County.
Okay, so, I'm from Warren County, so my association with you is your wife was one of the students that went to my school. So
Yes.
when I saw this tackle depression, I saw something posted. I was like, oh my gosh, Sierra's husband has his own nonprofit. I
Yeah.
gotta. I've had this concept of extraordinary people in an ordinary world for years and just never followed through. So once I started, I'm like, I got to get him on. I need to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I took some of your information and gave it to our coach all the way up in Warren County. Is it someplace when you do a hosting a tackle depression game, what does that entail? And
Really, right now, it's very difficult. That's the whole thing with where I am and um, how involved I am personally in athletics.
Mhm.
it's very difficult for me to actually go to the game that is being hosted. That's why we kind of there's other organizations that do a really good job. Linsky's Hope and all those people, they do a really good job with doing the college football aspect of mental health. They do kind of what we do locally on a bigger scale with the giving out stickers and pamphlets and stuff for the coaches and players and stuff like that. We kind of do it um, basically like a almost like a PDF where um, we would send a PDF to your school if you fill out our via our website. We would send you a PDF. We would blast all of your information and stuff like that out via social media. We would send you stuff that you can post throughout your school, throughout your games, and that sort of thing. A lot of people in the past, it was kind of overwhelming, like I said, because they want me or they want a lot of people from my organization to like be at the game and stuff like that. But on Friday nights or when it comes to Thursdays or Fridays or Saturdays, a lot of the people that I have involved are either coaching,
Mhm.
working, or something like that. So, yeah, it's kind of a touchy feely deal here because everybody they want me to kind of be present and show my face at a lot of the events. But the only way that I can really do it is just give them free range to use a lot of our information. We send them pamphlets that they could use about depression, anxiety, stuff like that. We send them all the information that they can use um, via our partners that we use. So we have currently we partner with Insight, which is a somewhere where you can go to get help from, whether it's a therapist or a doctor or something like that. We also are partnered with the White Flag app, which is a um, nonprofit app which people utilize to touch base, and it's pretty much a peer to peer therapy session. So you can go on there. It's for 18 plus, so 18 anybody 18 and over. I think they're looking to change that um, sooner or later. I forget what we talked about it last time. I think they're looking to possibly expand it to the middle school and high school. But as of right now, it's 18 plus and it's peer to peer. It's you can be anonymous um, and stuff like that. You can go on there and talk to somebody that's going through similar stuff to you. And it's pretty cool when you go on there because it so you raise your different flag that you have. If you're dealing with some anxiety or panic or bipolar, that sort of thing, you can touch base with somebody that's going through something similar. And you can raise your flag if you're really having a tough day and someone can reach out to you and be like, hey, what's going on? I could see that you're having a tough day. Is there anything that you want to talk about? So that sort of thing. It's peer to peer. It could be anonymous or you can give your name. It's pretty cool.
So the person that they reach out to, do they have any training? Do they go through some type of training on how to speak to the other person on the other side who's
on
having
the
any?
on the white flag app it can be um the white flag app can be peer to peer or it can be someone that has experience in dealing with that stuff. So if you want to talk to a just an average normal guy, you can talk to a normal guy if because it gives you like a biography of who the person is. So we could say specifically that they're a doctor, they're a therapist with this sort of trained experience, that sort of thing. Insight is you're getting trained experience either from a therapist or a doctor or something along those lines.
Okay.
So those are the two people that we kind of partner with.
Yeah, that sounds like there, some good areas that kids can go to, but the one you said is 18 and over, but they may be changing that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Clinical depression for you is more for high school athletes, you think, or anyone?
yeah. I mean, I kind of went the football route with the logo and everything like that, kind of. But we've had, I would say, 75 to 80% of the people that reach out to us aren't athletes.
Or not?
So no, they're not. which is good. They're not afraid, and they don't. I kind of make it known that it's not athlete specific. So we're kind of. I just went the football route with it.
No, I like that.
Do I? Yeah. So I do a lot of. If I'm doing a talk or something like that, I make it specific to everybody to let them know that we're not. I'm not just athlete specific. You know what I mean? If because everybody's going through stuff with technology and these kids are everything's getting filmed. And I mean, if it was um 20 years ago when I was in high school and stuff like that, and everything was getting filmed and posted and stuff like that, I can imagine what some of these kids are going through. But um, yeah, so we have everybody reaches out to us and DMs us and that sort of thing. I based our scholarships off of multi-sport student athletes that are kind of going into um, the mental health field, that sort of thing, just to have our own niche or whatever it is. But I think, to be honest with you, I think people just want to. Sometimes they're just looking to talk or get in touch with, and they can relate to the story and something like that. And sometimes they reach out because it's just it might be something that they're going through. So
You talked about the scholarship. Anybody can apply for the scholarship?
yeah, but I base it off of multi-sport student athletes.
Okay.
So it would be anybody really in New Jersey, which could change. I mean, I like helping out our state, so I mean, I do it based out of anybody in New Jersey that's a multi-sport athlete that gave back really to their community or is looking to get into some sort of mental health field when they're going to college or that sort of thing. So it could be. I mean, there's a lot of kids that do a lot of really good things when it comes to community service. So sometimes if there's a kid um, that we see, and it all goes through a vote with all my people on my board. We send it out, and I say, hey, these are the applicants, and then we kind of vote to who gets chosen and that sort of thing. But if they're giving back a lot when it comes to community service, and they might not be getting into the mental health field, sometimes I'll give a scholarship out regardless.
How many
If
scholarships?
someone's yeah, if someone's going out of their way to help others, that's really what it's all about. So,
Yeah, definitely. Do you know how many you've given out so far since you've started in 2019?
um, yeah, we've probably given out at least two or three a year, I would say. This year, probably depending on finances, we'll probably give out three to four. I hope.
Okay.
Um, we'll probably give out three to four. There might be one specifically that we're going to start giving out um, at Central Regional specific. So I might look to help out my school specifically with giving out a scholarship there. So on top of that, probably three or four. Um, and then hopefully we're gonna do a big fundraising campaign when it comes to after football season, so November.
That was my next question. How do you get the money to give out these scholarships? Because it's a big task, and fundraising's not easy. If there was somebody that was listening today that would be like, "Oh, I would love to donate to something like that, or I'd love to support them." Do you have any fundraising events? Do you just get donations, or like I see you have a nice hat on that says "Tackle Depression." Can somebody
Yeah,
purchase
that's it. Yeah,
that?
yeah. So yeah, we have our website. Um, we do our gear, our clothing and stuff like that is it's open 24/7. So we get a kickback from that. So we do well with that throughout the year, depending on if we put out certain merchandise or stuff like that. We're always there's always people buying. They like the logo and stuff like that, especially football coaches. They think it's great. They love helping out any way that they can and people that are involved in athletics. So they buy throughout the years. Sometimes we put out specific shirts or whatever it is. We host a youth football camp every year. Anthony Petruzzi at Raritan High School helps us out with hosting a camp, and we get proceeds from that, which helps us throughout the year. This upcoming year, hopefully we can host two. I'm hoping that we can have one in Monmouth County and one in Ocean County. That's kind of what I'm going to be working on after football season is trying to get another youth football camp down here in Ocean County. We host our Blue Claws games, which we do throughout the spring. We do one or two of those throughout the spring. What else? We do, trying to think. Sometimes we do football games and stuff like that. 50-50 raffles, that sort of thing. We do all that stuff. But you can donate right on our website, really. You have the ability to donate on there. It has our it goes through PayPal. It has our ID 501c3 ID code on there. If you're looking to do it for a tax purposes and stuff like that, you can use our ID code and that sort of thing. Yeah, but we're always hosting stuff throughout the year.
Can you tell the audience the website so they can go and check it out?
Yeah, www.tackledepression.org.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now, if say that a school decided they wanted to host a game, a tackle depression game, they could make the theme of that some fundraising, right? They would be maybe be
Without
able
a
to.
doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, that's we've had maybe two or three schools in New Jersey reached out to us so far about hosting the game, so they have all the material, that sort of thing. When it comes to all the stuff that we give them, they can share. And the good thing about it is all the stuff that we send to them are really things that could help a student athlete. We have pamphlets and stuff like that with our organizations that we work with, but we also have all of our QR codes when it comes to like social media and our website and donating and that sort of thing. So it's very easy for a school to host a game. As long as they're just posting this stuff, they can tape it to the bleachers, they can tape it by the bathrooms and that sort of thing. All you need to do is, especially the kids and adults with their phones, they just scan it, boom, it pops up into our Instagram account or our Twitter account or our Facebook or our donation PayPal, and it's pretty easy. So we should have about three or four teams that are going to utilize our stuff for the season. And what else was I just going to tell you? Yeah, with our logo and stuff like that, some people want to use it for like T-shirts and
Yes.
donations that way. Yeah, as long as it's something that's appropriate and they send it to us and that sort of thing, they could use our logo really on whatever it is, as long as it's appropriate and that sort of thing.
So, just quick, I know that rates of depression and anxiety have increased in teens. They have decreased slightly from 2001 to 2023 in the last statistics. Anecdotally, do you see that? Do you feel like the people that you work with and the teenagers you work with, do you feel like you see more anxiety, about the same, less? And do you find that the kids come to you because they know that you're a person that they could be safe with?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of everything here is I do see that it's definitely more talked about
Mhm.
than it has been. I think it helps over the past couple years with certain celebrities and people of high profile that are kind of coming out of the woodworks and talking about those sort of things. You even have musicians and stuff like that or that are talking about they got into music specifically because it helped with their mental health and that sort of thing. Um, there's definitely been an uprise in all things mental health,
Mhm.
and the pandemic definitely did not help any of it. And I think that the cell phone use and us being constantly attached to the phone is another thing that is very, very difficult for everybody. Um, in regards to bullying and comparing comparing yourself to others, and this person has this and that person has that, and Um, Everything on social media nowadays. If you miss a shot, it's on social media. If you get tackled, it's on social media. You drop a pass, it's on social media. So it's very difficult for athletes and students and stuff like that um, to kind of just live and put their cell phones down and be present with everything that's going on. And there's definitely been an uprise. But hopefully, as we're kind of getting back into normal life without COVID and that sort of thing, and hoping to see there this summer. I noticed that there's been a lot of people that have been outside, a lot of people that have been active, a lot of people that have been um, using bicycles and running and walking and doing activity, and especially down here in Ocean County where I live, there's been a ton of people that are kind of outside and doing their 30 to 45 minutes of activity, which helps. I mean, if you're not helping yourself, you're not going to feel any better. So you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your mental self and your physical self and the food that you're putting in your body and that sort of thing. Um, it all goes hand in hand with how you're feeling and the mental health side of things. So.
For sure. If you had to say one thing to students out there who are experiencing mental health problems, or they're worried, they have anxiety, they feel they might be depressed, what would be one tip you might give them?
I think it's important to, number one, if you are having thoughts that do not seem normal, if you're having suicidal thoughts or thoughts of um, your mind or whatever it is in there telling you to that life would be better off without you, or suicide is the answer, or you should just die, or this sort of thing, you got to get help. And it starts with surrounding yourself with um, good people and people that you trust and people that you feel comfortable with going to talk to. If you don't feel like you have somebody that you're comfortable talking to, talk to your guidance counselor or your coach or your principal or your administration, and let them know that you're feeling a certain way. And there are people out there that will listen to you, and make sure that you are surrounding yourself with those people. And it does get better. It does get better. There are days where um, you got to go through it a little bit, but there are days that are great. And every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows, but you got to make sure that you are kind of surrounding yourself with the people that you can trust and tell them how you're feeling and that sort of thing, and don't hold anything in. Sometimes you just talking about it might you might feel a little bit better about it. So.
True, true. I always tell the kids too, not just your friends, because although they want to help you, they don't always have all the tools, right? Always best to
Yeah.
tell them, right? Do you have a favorite memory or a favorite interaction since you've started Tackle Depression?
Um, Let me think. I always enjoy the our get-togethers and our fundraisers. I think it's cool when you get a whole football team or people that you don't even know, and they're showing up and they're in your section and that sort of thing, and they've been following your nonprofit and stuff like that. I always think it's important just seeing people smiling and enjoying themselves and having a good time. That's why I specifically like doing outings that are outdoor outings or some sort of open area activity where you can kind of get out and have your and kind of people watch a little bit and go out there and enjoy yourself, that sort of thing. I just like chatting it up with the people. Giving out the scholarships is a plus, or someone reaching out from a state and saying, "Hey, we have," or tagging us on social media, and Sierra showing me like, "Hey, listen, this guy's tagging us, and he's a football coach in like Alaska." You know what I mean? And it's like, it's pretty crazy that some people are in Minnesota or Washington and they're wearing your stuff or your they're supporting you or having their hat on during a Friday night football game or something like that to show support. Those are pretty cool because you never know. That's really why I started it, and kind of it's a tough situation when you're talking about a nonprofit with mental health specifically because I'm not in the pharmaceutical department or I'm not a doctor or a therapist, or I can kind of share what I've gone through and things that have helped me, but it's not like I'm starting a nonprofit to give out meds or anything like that. So it's kind of a nonprofit's, when you're talking about mental health, is kind of an interesting one. And when we first started, I kind of didn't know where I was going to go with it specifically. We were kind of just going to spread awareness and that sort of thing. And yeah, but we're going to kind of move forward with certain stuff that we want to do in New Jersey and Ocean County, and that'll be coming hopefully after football season in the winter when I kind of get to settle down a little bit and relax for a couple minutes, you know?
So when I'm listening to you, it sounds to me that this was part of your therapy,
Yeah.
starting a station. So
Yeah,
you got
it definitely helped. Um, it definitely helped me sharing my story just because I enjoy hearing that it helps others. Um, there are certain times where I might not want to talk or that sort of thing, and that's just how I am. But as long as I can um, help others with sharing my story, then I'm all for it. There's certain obviously weeks and days and stuff like that where I kind of get moody or that sort of thing, or um,
don't we all?
kind of sometimes, yeah, kind of sometimes. Over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of been gearing it down and focusing on football a little bit. Just specifically, um, kind of just laying low a little bit and relaxing and doing my thing and kind of just making sure I'm where my feet are and trying not to overload myself here during football season. But yeah, and this definitely helped me. It's been there is times when it's overwhelming, um, just for the simple fact that there's just a lot going on and that sort of thing. And when you're hosting events and you want to make sure that they're perfect and all that stuff, but as long as you have a good team and stuff like that, it's pretty fun and it's pretty good. And as long as I can help one person, that's what it's about, you know. So
I'm pretty sure you have. It seems like you've done quite a bit there. I don't want to hold you up because I know you do have a family to take care of and you're coaching
yeah,
and
I'm gonna cook some pasta over here and um, watch a little film and get ready for our game on Friday, and that's it.
so one more time, just tell us your website so that people can go out there if they want to host a game, they want to buy some gear, they want to just see what you're all about, or maybe see some of the resources that you have. Tell us your website
Yeah,
one more.
it's www.tackledepression.org. Our social media handles are tackle depression, so it's DPRESSION. You could find us really. We have our link tree on there for our Instagram. We post all of our events usually on our website. But sometimes our Instagram beats us to the website because a lot of people check social media before our website. So our link tree is usually it's on our Instagram. So if you go on our Instagram and you click on our website link, it kind of drops down. It shows you kind of all the stuff that we have set for the future and the upcoming months. As per right now, we don't have anything. We will coming in the winter, that sort of thing. So
Well, I'm going to say it really has been a pleasure to meet with you and hear all about this. And of course, you know how much I love your wife, Sierra. So,
yep, she's a crowd favorite. Crowd
yeah,
favorite.
it's nice to have spent some time with you. And I really hope that we get to host a game up near me in North Warren Regional. We would
Yeah,
love
that'd be
it.
great. And hopefully maybe I can attend one and we can make it an event.
All right. Well, thanks again. And we can't thank you enough. And thank you for all you do
Yeah,
for
sounds good. Sounds
you.
good. Thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you for joining me on Extraordinary People in an Ordinary World. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Please share with a friend. If you know an extraordinary person, I would love to hear from you so that I can feature them on the show. Please email me at bethextraordinarypeople@gmail.com, or you can message me on Instagram at extraordinary_people_podcast. I look forward to hearing from you. And in the words of Saint Mother Teresa, not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. I look forward to our next extraordinary person, the first Friday of next month. See you then.